to do another lesson on comparing and ordering fractions. And you'll see me right now, I'm using a ruler, which is actually really something that I should be doing every single time. And so fractions are a little bit tricky because people see fractions, they freak out. I don't know what to do. You don't need to. All right, that's all I'm going to tell you. You don't need to freak out. I'm going to give you three strategies on how to compare and order fractions. And the very first one is approximating. And so what I'm going to say is this. I'm going to find out, I'm going to try to order 7/12, 2/3, 3/4, 1/2, and 5/6. And the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, I know that 1/2 is someplace right in the middle. So I'm going to say, I use graph paper. I use graph paper. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So half of 24 is 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So here, this is halfway between 0 and 1. So that's 1/2. All right. I know that 3, I'm going to look at 2/3 next. 2/3, well, if I had 3 things, and I had one of them, that'd be less than half. If I had 2 of them, that'd be more than half. So 2/3 is someplace more than half. Not really sure where. But I'm going to say maybe someplace around, well, I'm not really sure. So let's just say, well, I'm going to skip that one for now because I'm not really sure. 5/6, if I had 6 things, and I had 5 of them, I almost have the whole thing. So I'm going to say 5/6 is probably someplace around here. So 5/6 is probably pretty big. 3/4, well, if I broke something up into 4 parts, 3/4 is three parts of the way. So halfway between 1/2 and 1, which would be right around here. So that'd be 3/4. I still have to do my 5/6, or not my 5/6, my 2/3. And then 7/12. Well, if I had 12 things, half of them would be 6. So one more would be 7/12. It'd probably be right, someplace right around here. 7/12 would be right around there. So my 2/3, well, let's see. I think it's probably someplace between, it's more than 7/12, but it's probably a little bit less. Let's see, if I drew, oh, I know I'll do. I'm going to draw another box, the same size as this one. But instead of breaking that up into 4 parts, I'm going to break it up into 3 parts. And so 2/3, if you'll notice, these 2 boxes, this box and this box, are the same size, except this one I broke up into quarters, and this one I broke up into thirds. So you can see 2/3 is between there and there. So I'm going to say maybe here. Now, to be completely honest, I actually know the answers. I'm going to see where, oh, 7/12. Oh, well, all right, we already found 7/12. Oh, I didn't do any, all right, that doesn't matter. And what about 1/5? I'll put in 1/5. Well, if I had 5 things, 1, 2, 3, that'd only be one of them. So 5 things would be someplace way down here. The nice thing is, I had done this kind of intentionally with the one exception of my 1/5. I have broken up my number line into 24 pieces, which means if it's broken up to 24 pieces, I can actually do into 12s. This is 1/12, 2/12, 3/12, 4/12, 5/12, 6/12, which we said was 1/2, 7/12. Oh, look, we were pretty close. 8/12, 9/12, 10/12, 11/12, and then 12 twelfths, which is 1. So we were actually pretty close. We had a mistake here. This one's not right. It should have been here. This one is correct. 2/3 is not. Let's see. Oh, 2/3 is correct. This one should have been one spot over, but otherwise we were pretty accurate. And this one is not correct. So I'm going to show you. If we had changed everything to 12s, we would have been in good shape. So let's take a quick look. And I'm going to not do this one right now. So 7 twelfths. 2/3, 3/4. So that was my first strategy. My first strategy was just to approximate, use the number line and approximate. My second strategy is to find a common denominator. And I noticed that 12, 3, 4, 2, and 6. If you can multiply all of these numbers by something to get 12. So that's my common denominator. And what I'm going to multiply 7 twelfths by is 1. So 7 twelfths is just 7 twelfths. But if I want to change 2/3 to 12ths, I'd have to multiply that 3 with a 4. Well, if I do that, 2 times 4 is 8, and 3 times 4 is 12. So 2/3 is 8 twelfths. If I want to change a 4 into a 3, into a 12, I would have to multiply by 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, and 4 times 3 is 12. 1/2, I'm going to have to multiply by 6 because I want to change the denominator 2 into a 12. And then here, what do you think? If you said 2, you're correct. And that becomes 10 twelfths. And now if we take a look, we could very easily organize these from least to greatest by just comparing their numerators. So now I have 6 twelfths, followed by 7 twelfths, followed by 8 twelfths, followed by 9 twelfths, followed by 10 twelfths. Now, 6 twelfths was really 1/2. 7 twelfths was 7 twelfths. 8 twelfths was really 2/3. 9 twelfths was really 3/4. And 10 twelfths was really 5/6. And if you're wondering why that works, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you using the 1/2. I think everyone will agree with me when I say that this is 1/2. And you can see I've colored in quite poorly, but I've colored in 1 out of the 2 boxes. Well, here I said if I multiply it by 6, it becomes 6 twelfths. So let's see. I'm going to take my box and I'm going to cut it up into 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now, how many of the highlighted pink do I have? I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My 1/2 is now 6 out of, that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. It's really 6 twelfths. And I'm going to do one more example. I'll show you my 3/4 and how I made that into 9 twelfths. So let's see, I need 3/4, so I'm going to cut this in half, I'm going to cut it in half, I'm going to cut it in half, so let's see, now I need 3/4, so I'm going to color in 1, 2, 3, right now I have 3/4. Now if I want to turn this into 12ths, I'm going to have to do, now let's see, do I have 12 pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I do have 12 pieces. And how many are colored in? These ones are colored in. So I have my 3/4 now becomes 9 twelfths. And that should make sense. If you had a birthday cake, and you only expected 4 people and you're being really piggy, you could say, oh, you know what? I'm going to cut it up into quarters, and we each get a quarter. But then if more people showed up and you needed more pieces, you could say, oh, shoot, now I need a bunch of pieces. I can cut the cake up into more pieces, and then the 3/4, now each one becomes 3 slices, and you get 9/12. The last thing you can do, and I'm actually a little hesitant to show you this, but I'm going to show you anyway. Last thing you can do is you can say, all right, well, what's 7/12 as a decimal? And if you go to Google and you type in Desmos and you click search, you'll get here. So you go Desmos Beautiful Free Math. Now go to the math tools and click on the scientific calculator. And this is pretty slick. Over here is an AB key. You press that. You type in 7/12, and it tells you that your answer is 0.583 repeating. So I go back to here, and I can say 0.58 with 3 over the a bar over 3, and then I could say, well, what's 2/3? And then I go back, and I say, okay, 2/3 becomes 0.6 repeating. And then I could go, and find out what's 3/4. You should know 3/4. Everybody should know 3/4. But if you don't, that's okay. If you think about it logically for a second, you'll understand why I say that. And it's 75 hundredths, 0.75. But like I said, you should know that one for obvious reasons. 5/6. I'm going to go back. I type in 5, press ABC. Uh-oh. Never mind. I press 5, AB, 6, and I get 0.83 repeating. And that's it. I'm going to stop there. Now, once again, we did this in my other lesson, comparing fractions. If you want, you can put in extra 6s. I just take a look. 5 is the smallest tenths, so 7/12 is the smallest. 6 is the next. 3/4, and then 5/6. All I'm doing is I'm comparing the tenths. If any of them had the same, then I would compare the hundredths. But because the tenths all went in order, we're in good shape. That's it on comparing fractions. Hope you got something out of this. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.